Hey everybody, welcome back to the Calibrate Tools and DIY channel. Glad you guys could make it tonight. I know a lot of you coming off celebrations from yesterday, and holiday season is upon us. So you know, but if you're here tonight, congratulations. And for you guys gonna watch a replay, congratulations for being here as well. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I figured I'll discuss a topic that I wanted to brush up on a little bit because I've been told, hey man, you talk down on going to school a lot on your channel, and that's really absolutely not the case. I don't tell anyone. Hold on a second here. Let me see if this connection's going. If my connection's bad, if I go in and out, please let me know in the chat, okay, so I can fix it. I'm getting some signals on the line right here. So, like I was saying, guys, I don't talk down about going to school. I've been getting comments saying, "Hey, why are you knocking going to college, going to school, and all that, getting you know, a degree and stuff like that?" I don't do that at all here. I just give you options. That's all this channel is about, is options when it comes to the trades. Okay, because once again, on this channel, we talk about promoting trades as well as DIY tools and so forth. So I just want to clear that up a little bit. But the title of this live is STEM. STEM is the skill trades. Okay. And if you guys don't know what STEM is, that's an acronym. It stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. Okay, and that's what that stands for. And if you go into, get a formal education out of college or something like that, I suggest you go the STEM route, in my opinion. Okay, there are more job prospects with the STEM route if you get degrees in science, you know, technology, engineering, and math. Any of those fields open up more opportunities for you, in my opinion. So, and they are, when it comes to the trades, they're so closely correlated, right? STEM and the trades, it's almost indistinguishable. But just to be fair, we're going to talk about some of the differences as well as the similarities between STEM and the trades. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm going to type in what that actually means. Science in the chat. If you guys don't know, just for people that are coming in, science, uh, technology, engineering, and math. Okay. That's what that stands for, guys. All right. So, yeah, let's talk about some of the similarities, guys. All the tools and devices I've showcased on this channel are just a result of technological advancements made in those areas for certain use cases, right? Moisture meters, uh, multimeters, torque wrenches, any kind of power tool you can think of, laser level or laser measuring devices. These are all examples of advancement in technology, right? That have come about because of certain use cases they needed to. It's just the natural evolution of technology over time, and somebody had to build those things. Somebody had to engineer those things, and so you're really never getting away from STEM. I don't care what trade you're involved in, you're not getting away from it. Think of a trade like HVAC, right? And people say, "Oh, well, you're just going up in attics and changing out duct work and all that. How's that scientifically advanced?" Well, an HVAC person has to deal with. They have to know certain type of chemical compositions for the refrigerant they're going to use, right? And they don't use the same refrigerant today that they used some years ago, right? Before, they used to use refrigerant that was actually dangerous to the atmosphere, to the ozone layer. And now they have, because of the chlorine, I think, in those refrigerants, now they have a refrigerant that doesn't have chlorine in it. Okay. And so that's a part, that's obviously an example of chemistry at work. They have to know the chemical compounds, chemical makeup of what they're doing out there in the field to put the right refrigerant in your system. So when you look at these trades, the guys in the trades out there, they're not idiots or anything like that. They actually have an education in some of those fields that I'm talking about, right? Even as a carpenter, you have to know math, right? Math is everywhere. It's pretty much in every trade you can think of, right? I'm talking specifically about the building trades, not necessarily about other types of trades. Specifically about the building trade. So all of this stuff is involved, right? Um, you know, think of a general contractor and what they have to know the different types of soil compositions there are, right? So that's geology, that's science right there. So you guys kind of get where I'm going with this. Science, technology, engineering, and math is the trades themselves, right? You can't get away from that reality. So you can knock the trades all you want, but at the end of the day, um, some you know it's the same thing. It's just your opinion of it. Okay, but once again, I don't have anything against going to school, getting a formal degree, college degree, and all that. But getting into something that's going to pay off for you economically, right? That's at the end of the day. No matter how advanced technology gets, how um, and all that stuff, you still have to be able to feed yourself, feed your family, and you have a better chance of doing that by getting into the STEM trades or into the STEM fields, I should say. What are some examples of the STEM fields? My live is intermittent tonight, Perigo Life Notes. Sorry about that. I was asking. Thanks for telling me that. I was asking people to tell me if it is. I don't know what's going on. Um, Maybe that's why people are coming in and out because it is intermittent. I don't really know how to. I'm just gonna continue, and hopefully you guys can get the whole thing. Hopefully, it's not as choppy as I thought it was at first. But thanks for letting me know that, Very Good Life Notes. By the way, Very Good Life, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Did you hear the last sentence that I said? Okay. Well, uh, so let's continue, guys. Hopefully, it's not as intermittent. It's not that bad. I can cut it off and reconnect, but I'm just going to continue. And if I get another comment on it, I'll shut it down and start over again. But yeah, guys, yes, let's talk about some examples of STEM. What are some examples of the STEM fields? Okay, let's see here. You're talking about astronomy, biology, chemistry, right? I just told you how chemistry plays a big role in the trades, right? In the HVAC world and in other trades as well. Computer science, yeah. Like think of a machinist, for example. Think of the tools a machinists use 50 years ago versus what they use today. Everything's automated, okay? And you also have to know how to program these machines, right? You have to pretty much know how to code the programs for the machines, okay? That's computer science right there, okay? Engineering, right? Electricians, right? Electrical work, whether it's high voltage, low voltage. You're talking about electrical design. That's a form of electrical engineering. You got all, civil engineering, building bridges, things like that. Earth sciences, geology, stuff like that. That's like I said, a uh, a contractor has to know soil composition and all that stuff to make sure the soil is right and get samples of the soil to do different types of work or even lay a foundation, right? So the health sciences. You're talking about medical fields. Math, like I said, math and physics is all over the trades. So you really can't separate them each one from the other, right? It's just like I said, it's a matter of how you look at it. And the trades have gotten a bad rap because people think that's a lowly type of job. Now there are drawbacks, right? And you can still get into the STEM fields and be an astronomer, be a chemist, an engineer without having to swing a hammer or lift lumber or build a house or anything like that. You can still get into that stuff. So there are drawbacks to being in the trades, and we'll discuss some of those in a minute. But the whole purpose of this live is to say, you know, if you're gonna go to school, make sure you get into a field that's definitely gonna pay off either way, right? And I think the STEM fields are are the best way to go if you're a young person wanting to go to school or find some kind of career path for yourself. Okay. All right. So let's talk about some of the opinions people have uh, on STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, math careers versus the trades themselves. Okay. So let's see. It says there's some individuals giving their opinions. Something to keep in mind: not all STEM degrees are created equal. Marine biology and computer science are both STEM, but one is more lucrative and secure than the other. Well, yeah, there are more lucrative degrees than the other than some others, but it depends on which direction you want to go. Um, Depends on if you have to pay full price for college or not. I went the STEM route because I had enough grants and scholarships to pay for my degree. But if it's going to put you $200,000 in debt, then the trades might be a better option. Yeah, I kind of like what that guy said right there. Not everybody's going to get a grant or a scholarship, right? Matter of fact, a small percentage of us or you guys out there, especially in what they call underrepresented communities, are going to get trades, are going to get scholarships and grants. Some people may disagree with me on that. So the trades probably is the next best option. And I don't necessarily want to put the trades below STEM careers, but that's usually the next best option. And like I said, STEM is usually the same thing, right? The same as the trades when it comes to, matter of fact, I think the trades come out of STEM, in my opinion, right? STEM is the umbrella, right? STEM is the umbrella, and the trades, especially the building trades, are just a natural evolution of what we call STEM. Okay. Let's see. By the way, guys, chime in and give me your opinion on that. If you are in a STEM career or you were in a STEM career, and let me know if you agree with what I'm saying, or if you have any comments on that, the similarities between them. Um, here's someone who says, I will say this about STEM versus the trades that is rarely discussed. Many people praise the trades and say how society has given up on blue collar work. It takes a toll on you after 20 years of work, and you're not typically working for a large company that offers extensive benefits like healthcare, 401ks, family leave, etc. Having a higher education also opens up career growth that would be harder without certain degrees. Yeah, I agree with that. So it depends on how long you intend to work. If you want to make the most out of your degree and enjoy the benefits that white collar work offers, then you'll get more bang for your buck. If you're looking for a short term, then the trades could be better. Okay. So yeah, so it's a trade off, right? Like if you're um, if you don't want to, if you don't have a lot of money, right? You have thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to put into a college degree, and you know the trades may be the way for you to go. Like that's what I would tell people. And you could easily, after a certain amount of time, make six figures or more in the trades. Now, some people may say, hey, those guys in the trades making six figures or more, those are outliers. And, it's not many of them. Most, the average range they're going to make is maybe 60 to 80 grand a year. And that may be true in some areas, but I've seen it myself. I myself have made it, even as a trucker, I've made over six figures as a trucker, not even an owner operator. But it comes down to work ethic, right? What kind of work ethic do you have? So a lot of these are general statements, and they do have a lot of truth. But once again, it depends on you as the individual, to either conform to these opinions or not, right? You don't have to be the guy making 60, 80. You can make way more than that. Depends on you, right? Um, okay. Someone did mention that one of the differences between actual STEM careers, like, marine biologist, chemist, physicist, engineer, all that stuff, versus a tradesperson, is in the trades, there's more of a chance of you being injured on the job. Maybe after 20 years or so, you're going to start feeling it. Your body is going to start feeling it. and you're not necessarily going to want to be doing it. That's why they have a shortage right now, because a lot of, especially with the pandemic happening, um, a lot of guys got out of it, right? They got out of the trades and not coming back, and it's harder to fill those positions because the old heads or the veterans have left, right? So it left a vacuum here. So once again, that's a great opportunity for you to get in there and handle your business, and then and do it smart though. Save your money because if you don't, after 20 years or so, it's going to be physically, you're not going to be as physically capable as you are today, right? Unless you really keep in shape. But for the average man or woman, that's not the case, right? So once again, there are other variables that that you have to take in consideration. I don't want to say I'm giving blanket statements about things, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the individual and the type of discipline they have. Um, because hey, if you don't invest your money, save your money. I'm not trying to get into financial topics right now, but regardless of whatever trade you get in, how do you handle your money, right? That's the first thing you got to think about. Whatever income that you're getting, what are you doing with it, right? Are you wasting it, or are you investing it, making it grow? So when it gets to the point where your body can't handle it anymore, do you have a good, have you built up a good financial cushion for yourself so you can, you know, not have to do that and still be okay? Um, all right. Someone says on a full 30, 40-year career, engineering is better, no question. On a 10 to 15 year timeline, it's much closer, given you have to pay off the degree and save in such a short time. Let me see what else. Remember, the 100K or six-figure tradie is as much of an outlier in their field as a 200K software developer. Basically, what this person is saying is, hey, yeah, they got, like I said before, they got people out there that make very good money, right? They probably got some carpenters out there that make more, just as much as a doctor makes, or somebody like that who's not necessarily in the building trades. But those, like, it's a very small percentage, right, of people doing that, and so you got to make your decision, right? Are you gonna, if you get into an actual trade, built into the building trades, are you gonna be one of those people that just that make a six figures or more? Which there are a lot of guys that do that. Or are you going to be the average person that makes maybe 50 to 60,000, maybe 80 to 90, as a really good skilled tradesman? It's all about where you want to go with that. Okay. But the average, it's a smaller percentage of people making that in the trades than, say, in a STEM career, where it's not as hard on your body after a while. Yeah. So there's a lot of truth in that. All right, let me see here. Okay. Perry Girl Life Notes. Perry Girl Life Notes says some STEM teachers, wow, okay, STEM teachers make more. STEM has trades as well as university programs. Some start in the trades and grow to university. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I know of some people, skilled tradesmen who have actually graduated, or from working in the fields into the classroom. So that's interesting as well. You see that as well. Okay. All right. Where are we here? If you're solid in math, or you can find an excellent tutor, I'd go the STEM route. I'd pay $3,000 to $4,000 a semester at Cal States for a 4-year electrical engineering degree, and he said this person paid. Okay, and it's changed his life and his family's life. Okay, that's cool. Depends on the job. I majored in statistics. My SO is a mechanic, whatever SO means. He kept us afloat when I was making pennies as a math teacher. I got another job in my field, and now I out earn him by 2 times. We added it all up at one point, and he spent about as much on tools as I did in school. Tools are a hidden expense in the trades. Um, and then they said people don't realize an auto mechanic can have $50,000 plus in tools. Yeah, that's something you got to think about too. I mean, I promote the trades and stuff like that, but even in as a skilled tradesman, you're spending money. It may not cost much to get educated in that field, but to get all the tools and necessary equipment, not to mention maybe licenses, certifications, stuff like that, it can get up there as well. It can get up there. I don't know if it's going to hit $200,000, like say if you or 150 grand, like some degrees cost. But yeah, with all the certifications and classes you may have to go to further your education in your specific trade, plus all the tools you got to buy. Yeah, it could get up there, man. It can really. So that's a good point. Didn't really think about that, but yeah, tools. That it can cost you. I know even on this channel, some of the tools that I have got, are they're not cheap. Someone else says skilled trades pay quite well. I'm in manufacturing as a tech, and while I technically get paid less than the engineers, I get paid hourly instead of salary, so I actually make more. Good point right there. You're getting paid a salary, and you may have to work just as hard as the guy paying hourly, but your pay is capped at a certain point. So, hey, that's something to think about. Many techs move up into engineering positions as well. Okay, and most of the manufacturers have pretty decent tuition assistance programs. Yeah, and I've seen that happen, right? A lot of people don't know is that the trades, if you get into a certain trade, say for instance the sheet metal union, they put you through their own, they put you through school, right? Whether it's their own form of their own classes, their own school they have going on. It's not like you just jump out in the field. Even if you get out in the field as an apprentice or something like that, they're still going to require you to take certain classes to learn while you're there, as an apprentice as you go. So you go into school at the same time, and some of them it's almost like going to a trade school again, or even a college, because some of these classes are very advanced classes in math and stuff like that, right? Or in the specific trade themselves, or in something like 3D modeling, stuff like that. So yeah, it can get very advanced. All right, STEM degrees can be great, but like every degree, you need to have an idea of what you're going to do with it. If you don't know what kind of work you're going to do with a given degree, that degree is probably not the best choice for you. Absolutely, I totally agree with that. You should have some idea, some direction of where you want to go, regardless of what you do, whether you get in the trades or whether you get in the STEM program. You should have all that laid out first. You may not know, you may change your mind later, but always go into it with a certain knowing what you want to do first. Okay. I've had a lot of friends get blankety blank degrees and only seem to stay in retail and food service. I've also known people who have gotten blankety blank degrees without debt by paying cash for some classes here and there. Yeah, that's, like I said, that's the thing about getting certified in a trade or something like that. They have programs or very low cost classes and that you can take just to get certified in a specific trade, and then you're out there, right? And hey, you can if you can make money in the trades, and that can finance your college education. That's what you really want to do. Very few people will have experience with both, so you're better off looking at data. For instance, the median salary of a chemical engineer is $97,000 a year. The median salary for a plumber is about $56,000. Okay, but I think there's more to it than just the data. It's important to consider the ROI, return on investment, of a degree, but it's also important to try to do the work you want to do. So if one of the trades speaks to you, then go for it. It says if you'd rather be a chemist or an engineer or whatever, then go for that. Even if you retire early, you'll still have to work for quite a while, so it's better to do something you like to do. Yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, you don't want to spend years doing something you don't enjoy, right? Or at least enjoy 85%, because there's nothing there's always going to be things about whatever you do that you don't necessarily like. So you definitely have to do something that you know you will wake up in the morning, get out of bed knowing that yeah, you're not, you don't hate your job, that kind of thing. That can be very stressful. um see here. Hey, Che Chauncey, how you doing, Che, man? Long time no hear from. Che says stare stem over the trades all day. Thing about it is Che is he's a quite the tradesman himself. And but I hear you, Che. um with STEM, um, you can definitely get into the trades with STEM. I mean, the trades are, like I said, a natural evolution of a STEM education. You're using it in the building trades all the time, right? You All aspects of science, technology, engineering, and math are reflected in the trades. So if you're coming into the trades with a STEM education, you already have a leg up on most people, right? You have the leg up on the average apprentice who doesn't know how to read them, may or may not know how to read a measuring tape or use a protractor or angle finder, or figure out what the pressure in a pipe should be, for an HVAC system or whatever. You're ready. You, you, Having a STEM education puts you kind of ahead of the game. It's like going into the military with some college education and getting that higher pay, okay, than going into the military just as a private, an E1. So, yeah. Um, let's see here. Someone says either can be made to work. It depends more on the person and their circumstances than the career route. There are plenty of people making solid six figures in both, but the majority of folks in both earn less than that. That's what I was saying earlier, right? The majority is not making that much. Depends on yourself. Now, I made, even in the trucking industry, as not even an owner operator, as a driver, I was making six figures, but I was working my what off day and night. I was on a mission. STEM has potential for a higher compensation as an employee, while the trades has greater potential for a higher compensation as a self-employed or business owner. Yeah, um, absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why um, if the trade, if you get into a trade, you learn, maybe do 3 or 4 years, maybe less, right? You learn the basics of it. You can start a business right away. You can start a business right away and build that business based on, it could be based on the people already, the contacts you have, all these things that, the intangibles, right? The relationships you've had before. Um, and just by you getting to know that trade, or, developing that skill, you can start a business like right off the bat and grow that thing as fast as you want to grow it, right? That's the great thing about the trades. Now, as an engineer or a chemist or something, you're pretty much going to a company and you're working for them, and maybe you may be getting paid a salary. You're working, maybe 8 to 10 hours a day, depends. I don't know, and you don't necessarily have time to start a business, right? But a tradesperson can start a business almost right away. They can even hire people that are more skilled than they are, and send them out there in the field and really do well, right? So that's a good thing about the trades. You can get out there and start your own outfit right away. It says STEM has higher acceleration in salary and a greater compensation slope for high performers, while trades offer a slower slope that is broader and covers a larger share of the profession. Yeah, I hear that. There's pros and cons to each route, but once again, as a self-employed person or a business owner, you can, you know, that may not be a factor. You don't have to deal with the the compensation, this how fast you get, get raises and stuff like that. You don't have to necessarily deal with that. That depends on you. But everybody's not a business owner or doesn't want to own a business, and I get that too. So there's a place for everybody. Um, all right, here's someone else. Interesting comment. It says, I doubt very few people have both a STEM degree and work a skilled trade. So you're probably not going to get many objective answers. Nevertheless, it's pretty hard to beat working in a climate controlled environment from a computer. So even if a degree with an office job doesn't offer the very best ROI, it probably offers a better quality of life while working, but while working, okay. Yeah, that depends on you. That once again, that depends on the purpose, the person. If you like sitting in the cubicle all day and you like the air conditioning, the AC, and you're gonna see the same people day in and day out. Um, hey, if that's what you like, then this a STEM job is probably for you. Then, if you don't like working with your hands, manual labor, physical labor, um, then it's probably not for you. So once again, it depends on depends on the person. Someone said they lean towards the trades. The trades tend to have more flexibility with part-time work as you wind down in your career, especially if your fire plan goes astray after you pull the plug. It would likely be much easier to jump back into the trade at a similar rate of pay compared to a STEM job, but both are good paths. Yeah, I think when they talk about fire plan, I think that's retiring early. That plan, I think that has something called fire or something like that. Um, yeah, he has a point there as well with that in terms of flexibility. You're not as locked in to a schedule, and if you do happen to leave for a minute, you can come back and maybe even get paid more, right? Um, so that's a good thing about it, But everybody has a different disposition, right? Some people like the structure of going to a job and sitting in a cubicle. But I would say both the trades and the STEM professions, depending on if you're not just a number data entry person or something like that, um, they both offer the opportunity for vast amounts of critical problem solving exercises, right? Or critical thinking is a big thing in either one, and that's what for me that's what attracts me to the trades and STEM. um okay, let's see. All right, someone says, I have a degree in computer science and I became a software developer, and my salary topped out around 190K a year with excellent benefits, um and all that, before I retired a couple of years ago, before I turned 50. Okay, congratulations. You did well for yourself. There are many paths to becoming a software developer, but getting a computer science degree is the more traditional approach. Hmm. You don't have to get a computer science degree to become a software developer, but it will be more difficult to break into that field and your opportunities will initially be more limited. I made hiring decisions for the company I worked for, and I hired some great software developers without computer science degrees. One of them had a degree in music and was self taught. I think he excelled because he always felt like he had to prove that he was worthy of being a software developer. Um, okay. So he put in a lot more effort and was constantly trying to improve. He would work on whatever needed to get done and was fun to work with. Contrast that with some others with a computer science degree who were smart but had quite an ego, which is common in the field. I don't really know much about the skilled trades, so I can't compare. So this person doesn't know, like they said, they don't know much about skilled trades to make a comparison. But they did make a good point though, um, that having a computer science degree. I think my brother just got his, but he had been in the IT field for a long time, and one of the reasons he got his because he felt he would be able to reach new levels in his career with the degree, right, with the computer science degree and stuff. So, and that's probably true, right? That's just how it is. They look at They look at things like that, regardless of what anybody says. They look at certain credentials, um, but you don't have to have that to be good at being a software developer. Um, yeah, so interesting point there. Someone, all right. Here's a good comment. Use a trade school if you got to pay your way through college, pay your way through university. It's paid for you. University if it's paid for and you can complete it in 4 years. I'm just reading here. Someone else. So if it doesn't come out in proper grammar, it's not necessarily me talking. I'm just quoting. At the end of the day, trades people and techs can easily make just as much, if not more, than engineers without the $100,000 cost to get the degree. Lots of opportunity to get the free training through the trades nowadays too. Absolutely. Certain unions they put union members through school. They even help you get through certain college courses as well. They put you through their school, right? And some of them put you through whatever college you want to go to, whatever and that's a good thing about trade school too. If you happen to work for someone as a trades, which most trades people do, they work for someone. Um, that company has certain benefits, and one of those benefits could be to fund your education, your child's education, your spouse's education, among other things. So you got to look at all those things as well. All right, where am I here? Okay. All right. As someone who has a degree in cybersecurity and does blue collar work, I'd say go with the STEM degree path. My parents put me through an early college program and it wasn't really my thing. But after working in the trades, I'd rather go back and do it differently. Depending on the trade, it can be real hard on your body. Definitely take that in consideration. All right. Yeah. Um, I guess this person learned the hard way for themselves that they don't necessarily want to be in the quote unquote trades because they were probably weren't used to all that physical work. They found out they didn't like that. And hey, to be fair, I don't blame you. If you don't like it, that's not what you want to do. You can find easier ways to um, get ahead uh, than make that change. Make that change, and vice versa, right? You may not want a cush job in a building somewhere all day in a lab where you don't see the light of day for except for lunchtime. Um, okay. Someone says blue collar here, no degree. Rest of my family has bachelor's or above. I make way more than them. Plus, I like my job. Unlike them, what you earn has a lot more to do with your ambition than acquiring a label, whether that's bachelor's, master's, plumber, or welder. Okay. So in other words, he said the money is what counts. Right? Who cares about what degree you have? How much money is in your bank account? I went the STEM degree route. I got a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering, went to community college first. So my debt is minimal. Okay. So he went to community college first. After 4 years of experience, I make just under 100K living in a medium cost of living area. I have very flexible hours and the work isn't physical at all. Okay. I go to the plant to see stuff and help operations, but I do lots of desk work as well. Overall, it's really chill. However, if you go the trade route, you can always start your own company after you get your experience. It would be terribly hard for me to start a chemical plant as the startup costs would be astronomical. No way I'm pulling together $50 million to do it. And to be a consultant, I'd need many more years of experience. So if you want to run your own thing, then go the trade route or pick something that leads you to an industry that doesn't require gobs of money to start. Yeah, you pretty much repeated what I just said a few minutes ago, right? Um, if you're working in a STEM career, but you have that entrepreneurial bent, uh, that's going to eat away at you if that's what you really want to do. And you know, either you have a lot of big time investors like Jeff Bezos did to start Amazon, or you or you're just gonna have to stay there and dream about your fantasies of being an entrepreneur, starting your own thing. Like I said, in the trades, you can start your own thing after maybe even a year of experience. Some people less. I've known individuals that have gotten a month. Like I was a welding instructor at a welding school, and I know a guy. It took him a month to get his welding certificates. 1 month, okay, 1 month, and he started his own welding outfit right after that. And so that's there you go with that. Roll that over in your head. Versus like the guy said, $50 million to start his thing. So here's another one. I used to work in the office of a company that mostly employed skilled tradespeople, and all the older guys were encouraging their teenage kids to get university degrees so they could get an office job. Skilled trades often come with shift work, potentially working with potentially working evenings and weekends, which is harder on parents with school-aged kids. Also, they were physically worn down and saw the benefit of a job where you could sit down. I do know a few people who have built businesses, HVAC guys, electricians, where they now have employees who do the physical work. And that's a different story. But owning a business with employees doesn't suit everyone. Yeah. Um, yeah. I don't know how much I can add to that. I pretty much, if I do, I'll just be repeating myself. Um, yeah. Depends on the degree and depends on the actual trade. Degree means debt. Skilled trade means higher chance of physical injuries. And in a nutshell, that's the truth right there, right? Just can't get either one. Both have their set, drawbacks, right? Both have their benefits. They require different skill sets. So I would say whichever one is more geared towards your skill and lifestyle and which you would enjoy more. Both are good options. The only time alma mater matters is if you're aiming for a white shoe law firm or New York Times. Other than that, any degree from any state you will get you a salary at any of the tech firms. Okay, that guy's talking a whole bunch of stuff there. There are a lot more poor plumbers than software engineers. I know you can do really well in the skilled trades, but those are usually the top tier and very harsh on your body. Yeah, He's, I really can't argue with that, right? It's usually the top tier guys that are making the big money, and they've been in it for a while. They've been in it for a while. But like I said, if you have your own, if you're courageous enough to start your own outfit, that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. You just have to go out there and get the accounts, and you could hire guys more skilled than you to go out there and do the work. Hmm. College has had an unfair reputation as the objectively best financial path for graduating high schoolers, and it's only gotten worse as tuition increases much faster than inflation. It's still excellent when it goes well, but the penalty for it going poorly, um, whether that's having to drop out or graduating into a recession, all that stuff is increasing, right? To combat that, some communities got put skilled trades on a pedestal, similar to how college is in other scenarios. Neither one is perfect. Either one is usually better than nothing. So if you go through a lot of these comments, uh, it talks about how the trades wreck your body over time, and you know and they have a point there, right? It does take a toll on your body. Um, Once again, you have to decide. Okay, it depends on where you are in life. If you're a young person, younger person, right, early 20s or something like that, just coming out of high school or maybe college, um, and you put the work in, and you know, uh, use not waste your money over that time. Save, invest, and all that stuff. You can come out on top. And if you have the, like I said, if you're willing to start your own enterprise, you can definitely come out on top there. Of course, you'll have to go through all the storms that a business owner has to go through. Um, but if you stick with it, you'll be um, you'll still come out on top there, right? I've seen it happen many times. There's always going to be recessions. There's always going to be downturns in the economy and stuff like that. But it's like riding. It's like riding. It's like the ocean, right? It's like a boat on the ocean. You're constantly going up and down, and you just got all you got to do is stay afloat, and you'll be okay. And once again, if that's not your thing, right? You like where you work. You see yourself working amongst people that are like minded, whether as in the STEM fields. Um, it's not as much stress on your body. You're probably doing just as much rewarding work as a tradesman is doing, and you know, uh, you like your cubicle or whatever. You like your environment, and you like the people around you. If that's the case for you, great. Hope you find that. So, guys, whatever route you take, just remember, at the end of the day, it's all about economic advancement, and you don't, make sure that whatever money that you are making, um, you're doing the right things with it. So when you do leave that profession, or leave the workplace or whatever, that you got something to, you got something to fall back on, that you still be living comfortably. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys checking it out. If you have any comments, feel free to do so. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.